Well guys, I know it's not perfect, I know there's still a lot of work to do, but the Bears are 2-2, and they have not lost the game by more than 6 points. And for Caleb Williams, he was off to a rough start, but I feel like at times he's starting to show some flashes of that incredible potential he has. This video is going to be a film room of the Bears win over the Rams. I'm going to go over both the good and the bad, and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so here in shotgun formation, we got a basic sweep to DeAndre Swift. Good blocking up front. I mean, this was like when Moses cleared the Red Sea. So much room to run. Troy Reeder actually played this pretty well, but Swift was untouched 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, so this was an easy 6-yard gain. Now in empty formation here, Caleb Williams gets the snap. The pocket was collapsing, but he got rid of the ball in a hurry to DJ Moore near the sideline for the small gain. I always get a little nervous when a receiver that far out waits for the ball to come to him, but there was no issue on this play. Here, with guys on each side of Williams blocking for him, well, at least that was the goal, because somebody missed an assignment, but credit to the design by the Rams defense, because Young was able to wrap around to get a clear lane to Caleb, who had to run for his life and throw it away, barely avoiding the intentional grounding. Here's some shotgun formation. I love how Johnson initially does a little stutter step to fool the defense, and then he cuts right, but it was actually Caleb Williams that held onto the ball. He even fooled me on this play, and the Rams defense was not ready for it at all. He had nothing but daylight ahead of him, only the safety was in his way, so he was easily able to pick up about 10 yards before sliding and avoiding a hit. Here in empty formation, the Bears put 5 guys up front to block the 4 pass rushers, so Caleb had all day to throw, and he found Swift in the flat for an easy 6 to 7 yard pickup. These are the plays right here that will win you games. They're not flashy, but they get the job done. And so many quarterbacks refuse to hit the checkdowns. It drives me nuts, but Caleb does seem to have that ability, and as he matures throughout the season, I expect him to do stuff like this more and more. Here's a little bit of trickery in that Kingsbury offense. You got Swift to the right of Williams, you got 3 receivers out wide, you motion Swift out left to fool the defense, and then you end up getting it to DJ Moore, who's able to cut up field for a big 15-yard gain. I love this play, love the creativity. Really, the only way a defense could stop this play is if they completely read it from the jump. Here we got shotgun formation again. We got 2 receivers on each side of the line, and this is a great job of blocking by the offensive line, and Caleb Williams does a great job reading the pocket and stepping up and making a nice and easy throw. Again, there's nothing too crazy about this play, but I think the line was much improved in this game, and so was Caleb Williams' awareness. But I can't give too much credit, because following that up, the pocket completely collapsed, Caleb had nowhere to go, and ended up losing 10 yards on the sack. There just looked to be like a lot of confusion. I mean, on a second look though, he did have time to throw, there was just nothing open, but the defensive line just completely overpowered the guys up front. But again, they did give Caleb about 2 to 3 seconds to throw, so I mean, you can't look too deep into this play. But after the sack, I really like this play call. You do a little draw to Johnson. The defense was playing back a little bit because the Bears had so many yards to gain to get to the sticks, so I like the mindset of just taking what the defense gives you to get back near the line of scrimmage to set up a manageable 3rd down. But then to follow that play up, same issue happens. Caleb drops back in the pocket, but it just absolutely collapses on him with barely any time to throw. And again, nobody was open. You can't give full blame to the line because he did have 2 to 3 seconds, but ultimately it was a sack. And I guess I was wrong about what I said earlier because this play wasn't actually 3rd down. And then on the following play, I love making Johnson initially a blocker and then slipping him out because there was nobody accounting for him, and he easily was able to cut up the field for a 20-yard gain. As I was talking about earlier, sometimes it's not the big plays that will win you games. It's plays like this that end up being big plays because the defense isn't accounting for the guys out in the flats. Tom Brady made a career out of plays like this. I'm hoping Caleb Williams can follow his footsteps and just takes what the defense gives him. Like, you can just see number 97 initially dropping back, which opened up tons of running space for Johnson after the catch. So now in the red zone, you initially have 3 receivers over on the right side of the field, but you motion Keenan Allen to the left. That grabs the attention of the secondary. You got Johnson wide open right in front of Caleb. He didn't throw it to him. That was probably a bad decision. He ends up gunning it to Allen in the end zone, but he draws the PI, so now the ball is placed on the 1. So this play worked out. But yeah, in the future, definitely should have looked to Johnson here because that could have been an easy walk-in touchdown. There was nobody on him at all. Now with the ball on the 1 in ISO formation with a stacked box, you already know what play this is going to be, but the Bears executed it perfectly. Gave it to Johnson, does a little cut to the right, and walks into the end zone zone untouched. This was a fantastic block by number 68 Doug Kramer Jr., really clearing the way for Johnson to walk into the end zone. And now moving on, back at the 30 in shotgun formation, Caleb Williams quickly hits his receiver out wide in the flat for about a 5-yard gain. This is almost as good as running the ball and chipping away. It does the same thing to a defense psychologically. And then to follow that up, I love this play. You know me, the defense brings the heat. You let Swift hang around. Initially, it looks like he's gonna block, but then he moves forward past the line, gets the ball on the screen, makes a great cut left, and is off to the races with nobody near him, and gets all the way to the 30 until the defense is able to force him out of bounds. And then back in shotgun formation, this right here just shows the specialness of Caleb Williams. It wasn't anything that crazy, but just breaking this tackle reminds me of prime Deshaun Watson back in Houston. This was a pretty rough sequence by Braxton Jones, the left tackle, because he got completely overpowered and number 8 basically fell on Williams, but he was able to evade that pressure and then got rid of it to Swift, who was able to tiptoe his way past the sticks before going out of bounds. To follow that up, you got a basic sweep play, you hand it off to Swift, he sees there's nothing up front, so he bounces outside, which was a great decision because he ends up getting a pretty big gain, getting the ball to inside the 15. But then once again, the pocket just collapses, somebody missed their assignment, and Williams goes down for a loss of about 5 yards. This time it was the right side of the line that collapsed, but nobody was open on this play, so there was really nothing that was going to be able to come out of it either way. And then to follow that up, with 2 guys on each side of Williams in the backfield, I'm not really sure what happened on this one. I think DJ Moore just slipped, but he was wide open. This could have been a touchdown, but they weren't able to execute, so the Bears had to settle for a field goal. Here is just your basic counter play, a good block by Kmet. It doesn't gain much, but again, those little 3 to 4 yard gains throughout a game will wear down a defense. And as you can see right here, the following play, a pitch to Swift, he is able to absolutely burst through the line to pick up a first down and get to the opponent's side of the field. This play developed exactly how you would want it to. Good blocking up front. There was almost too many guys available to block for how many defenders there were, so that is why this play was able to go so well. And again, here's Williams in the empty pocket. He steps up, but he sails this throw. I promised I was going to show some of the bad. This was not a good throw at all, but it was also good coverage. But Kingsbury followed that one up with another nice play design because I fell for this one too. Caleb Williams ends up taking off left and slides to avoid a hit. Picks up about 5 to 6 yards. Not bad at all. And then here, empty set again. The left and right tackles do a good job of blocking off the edge to give Williams time to throw. And he's able to step up and throw a dime to Moore in the back of the end zone, who's able to toe tap his way in for the touchdown. This was just a beautiful play and was one of the reasons that earlier I said that Williams showed the flashes of potential that he has. Those are just some of the plays that I wanted to show you. I couldn't get to everything, and I know I'm not the best person at breaking down game film, but I'm gonna get better. This was my first time ever doing a video like this, so I really do appreciate it if you made it to this point. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the Bears' performance, and specifically Caleb Williams, and also let me know what you would like to see next. And if you haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And until next time, I will see you all later.